Trade unionism in the 19th and 20th centuries. Trade unionism is formed to save the socio-economic conditions of working people in British industries. This led to the formation of today's Labour Party. While we read trade unionism in the 19th and 20th centuries, these names to be remembered. Francis Place, he is the father of trade union in England. Joseph Hume is the leader of House of Commons. Robert Vaughan is the founder of Grand National Consolidated Union. Joseph Ark is the founder of Agricultural Labour Union. Annie Besant is the founder of Match Workers Trade Union. When we read trade unionism in the 19th and 20th centuries, these years to be remembered. In the year 1799 to 1800, combination laws passed. In the year 1834, launched Grand National Consolidated Union. In 1872, launched Agricultural Labour Union. In 1888, formed Trade Union. In 1889, Union for Gas Workers formed. In 1871, Society of Railway Workers formed. Trade unionism and the purpose of trade unionism. The trade union is an organization of workers demanding more and more wages and facilities from employers. So, in the 19th century, employers tried their best to repress trade unions. The more the trade unions were repressed, the more violent they became. Trade unionism in the 19th century. Francis Place was the father of trade union movement in England. He was a tailor by profession. He gave up his profession in order to tour widely and created an awakening in the minds of workers. The French Revolution frightened the employers in England. If it is unchecked, the trade union movement would create an explosive situation in England also. So in 1799 and 1800, combination laws were passed in England. Workers combining or joining together for the purpose of striking was declared illegal. The committee, headed by Joseph Hume, gave many concessions to workers, including the right to combine and strike to raise their wages. Combination of small trade unions. There started a new trend in trade unionism early in the 19th century. Many small unions joined together in order to increase their bargaining power. Thus, inspired by Robert Vaughan, many small unions joined and formed the Grand National Consolidated Union in 1834. It had more than 1 million members. Such consolidated unions started to organize strikes to realize their demands. They aimed at paralyzing the economy in order to achieve their ends. This tactic was not liked by the people. In 1872, agricultural laborers formed a union. It was headed by Joseph Ark. In 1888, Annie Besant started Match Workers Trade Union. Gas workers followed the Match Workers Union. It was started in the year 1889. The Amalgamated Society of Railway Workers was formed in 1871. The railway workers went on a strike to press their demands. The strike was called off only when the government promised to find solution to their grievances. Trade unionism in the 20th century. In the 20th century, white-collar employees such as teachers, doctors, engineers, etc. formed unions. Federations of unions were also formed. Some of the federations named to mention are the Miners Federation, Engineering Federation, and the Printers Federation. Workers are also organizing Workers' Congress on these days. Government's control over the trade unions. Trade unions collect huge amounts of money by the way of subscription from members. To avoid the misuse of funds, the government asked the trade unions to submit accounts of their income and expenditure. Due to the support of the unions, the workers are in the habit of demanding less work and more pay. This is an unhealthy trend to the nation. So, the trade unions should not encourage it. Trade unions should direct the laborers to act for the progress of the companies in which they are working. Then only they can get the progress. The sum up of trade unionism is over. We will see the Cold War and its consequences in the next video.